Everything I do gonna be funky.
I'm with Senior Moment. My name is Isaiah Ortiz. I will be your host today. I am with Sophia and our camerawoman Rihanna. I'm with our great friends from Segunda Quimbamba. Let's start with everyone's names again.
My name is Carlos.
Carlos.
Cartagena.
Nanette.
Juan.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Hamlet.
Michi.
Saya.
Nice to meet you guys.
Good to meet you. Hey, what's
Happy to
up?
be here.
Group, right? Like great.
Yeah.
Group right here. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Sorry, I'm a little nerded out right now because I know that you guys are bomba players, and my uncle plays bomba out in New York, and
Nice.
he put me onto it recently, and it's gotten me into going down that road. And Mr. Rodriguez told me about it, so I was very interested to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Keep it up.
By the way, he's not in my program. This is his first time doing an interview.
Nice.
Okay. Excellent.
You didn't have to put that one out there. now we know. Now we know. All right. So since we have all you guys here, I think it'd be good to start just to see where everyone got into bomba. How did everyone get their own perspective, see their own beginnings with how did each individual find their way here?
Who wants to start?
Well, I think you should start.
I'll start. So way back when I was in college, I started learning how to drum. But when I was in high school, I was a singer in a high school band. We played a lot of soul music, R&B, Latin music, Santana music. But then we gravitated, and I started learning how to drum when I was in college. And then when I came back home, I started learning Plena first, the drums of Plena from Puerto Rico.
Why?
And because I loved it. And then after I learned Plena, I started teaching Plena to our family members to just preserve another tradition from Puerto Rico called parrandas. These are parrandas navideñas. These are parrandas that happen at Christmas time, where people go basically caroling and playing music, live music, house to house to house to house. And in Jersey City, where I'm born and raised, that was major when I was growing up. So fast forward, we then started adding bomba to the mix and changed the name from Los Pleneros de la Segunda, the original name, to Segunda Quimbamba. And now the group has about 20 members, and we're based right here in Jersey City. We've been playing Bomba and Plena for well over 35 years, and it's a joy to be here.
Awesome. How about you, Nanette?
My journey started in wanting to preserve the tradition he mentioned, parrandas. It was something that when we met as young adults, we missed it. We missed that gathering with family, and it was usually during the holiday, particularly the Christmas holiday. So it's a custom that was brought by my family from the mountains of Puerto Rico to the mountains of Pennsylvania, where we were raised, the younger family members. When I met Juan, it was, again, something we missed, and so we kind of wanted to replicate that experience and to preserve these connections and memories. And so he went on to the path, having in college done African dance and drumming, into the drums of Puerto Rico. As he began that path, I joined him and eventually found my place in the whole process. We did start with Plena and then changed to Bomba. And we were incorporated as a nonprofit in April of 1997 when he was preserving the newsletter called Guido y Maraca, in addition to the change of name, Bomba. And can you tell us what the name means, Segunda Quimbamba?
The word Segunda is a reference to 2nd Street in Jersey City, downtown, where most of us lived when the group started. It's also a reference to the fact that we consider ourselves second generation. It's also a reference to the fact that there's always people who were first. We're playing the music that's centuries old, but we always recognize that our ancestors, our antecedents, our wonderful people, our ancestors who are that we carried it forward, their legacy. Quimbamba comes from a poem a very famous poem by Luis Pales Matos in Puerto Rico called Majestad Negra. It's supposed to be referring to a mythical region in Central Africa, Central or West Africa, where a lot of the Africans who were enslaved and brought to Puerto Rico came from.
Okay, good.
But-
So,
Yeah.
just to build off that,
Yeah.
because I've done my own research on like the African roots of
Cool.
like with the Yoruba culture and like the religion that
Mhm.
also came from West Africa to Puerto Rico with the Espiritismo. I'm so bad with
Yeah,
pronunciation. but,
Espiritismo. Yeah, sure.
like I just want to bring up how you studied the African dance and stuff, and how that all ties into one big picture that's spread around the Caribbean and the cities of New York and Miami.
Definitely.
Got around. I think that's very powerful that like that has tied into all of our cultures, and the fact that there's always someone who came before.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that came from some place that like is so distant to where we
Right.
resonate with.
Good points. Yeah, and that's excellent points, because you're right. It's a drum. There's a syncopation of the drumming of Africa, of Central Africa, that influences in major ways all the music in the Americas, and that means from everywhere, top to bottom. And then the Caribbean is just an incredible place of influences, and Haiti plays a big influence in our music too.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
So I also then embarked on really moving the educational aspect of all of the Bomba and Plena. And so in that process, now we have basically a school, we're running an academy, and we're also involved in the all New Jersey and Eastern Pennsylvania schools. So we go into the public schools, we go from pre-K all the way through 12th grade, and we also do the universities, and we do a lot of programming with them. We curate programming with them. We collaborate with many organizations, and we're just building and growing as our community has all along asked us to do. It's not like we set out on this journey to get here. It was every time they'd ask us to do stuff, we'd be, oh, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do classes. Maybe we could do these things and collaborate and build community. And that's been the process, kind of steadfast. And after the pandemic, people came to us looking for so much more than previously, in particular community and connecting. And because of the struggles that we all are going through, and because the music allows us to express ourselves in both when we're up and when we're down. And so that's really, really important, and that we continue to do that. So that's my role right now. I'm Director of Development and Education Initiatives, and just trying to keep it going, sustain a space, and that it continues to go and to pass it on. That's our mission.
Awesome, yeah. And to just keep going on how you mentioned that you like have taught kids in many grades, how do you approach the integration of cultural education towards kids who may have never heard of it before, and what impact have you observed from teaching and spreading the word?
Excuse me, in one word, the impact is inspiring. And not solely with children, but even when we listen to other members in the music, it's that authenticity of what they're giving, and you meeting them where they're at in the space. We go in talking about community, showing them what our community does, asking them about their backgrounds, their languages. Do instruments look similar to something you've seen in your home, something you've heard? The dances, do you do dances similar? Do you like dancing? So we use various prompts, I guess you could call, to engage them in conversation. And at the same time, we try to assure that they're getting the social emotional learning that they need, because often the students are coming from homes that are not always so harmonious, right? The struggles. And so in that process, we also can give them that grounding. And again, what they give back to us is the magic of learning and the gift of sharing with us as well.
Awesome.
I wanted to ask too, what inspired you guys to specifically establish a nonprofit? organization, and why specifically here in New Jersey?
Yeah.
I spent my entire career working in nonprofits, so I know the value of having a space in which you can grow and get support from government grants and private foundation grants, and also individual contributions to sustain something that can outlive, any one of us in this room. So the purpose was to create a space in which we can help preserve the music that we're doing, the African-based music of Bomba and Plena, but also all other forms of folkloric music from Puerto Rico. Now, why New Jersey? That's pretty easy. I mean, we lived in Jersey City. That was the easy part. But I think it's also very special to understand that New Jersey sits, you all know this as good as anyone, right? New Jersey sits between two major markets, in New York City in the north and Philadelphia in the south. And between those two major markets, we get ignored, sidestepped, side-eyed. We're always looked at something as different than or less than, because we literally live between two major markets.
Stepchild, I call
we're a
it.
stepchild. So when we started developing deeper into the music of this music that is all part of our diaspora, I wanted to make sure that New Jersey is also recognized for the value that it also adds to this mix. So the name of our first CD was Aquí También, in other words, here too. Well, y'all can talk about the beauty of having the largest concentrations of Puerto Ricans in New York City, or now the largest concentration in Orlando, Kissimmee, right? But we're here too. So it became like a rallying cry to make sure that Jersey's also on the map.
I like how you word that rallying cry. It's like Bomba, as it was in 17th century, I believe, it was like a cry of the people. It's like, hey, like there was this disconnect, but like we're still here. We have these drums, we have this, and like we're gonna carry this on for generations. And I think I've made the connection, and it's not the same, but it's like the original punk music. Like it was like an
There you go.
establishment thing. You know what I mean?
Whoa, you got punk rock right here.
Yeah,
Over there. I'm
punk
serious.
rock, yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like when they did it to keep themselves
There you
over
go.
anything else. Like we won't let these people get to us. Like we're us.
Yep.
Yeah, Carlos, why don't you say something?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of punk rock, Juan is right. That's pretty much my background musically. But I did grow up. I was born and raised in the South Bronx, so I grew up first generation born here, where, my mom and my grandparents were all, listening to the commercial sides of Bomba and Plena, which wasn't much in the day, but in playing punk rock, you kind of try to forget your, don't want to, but you forget your roots because you're so into that, anti-establishment, And I got into the group when I started dating my wife in 2003. So I've got going on 21 years coming here. Like me and my wife started dating in May, and by November I was in the group. But it took me back to my roots. It took me back to how I grew up. It reconnected me to the island. And I saw the similarities between punk rock and this, where it's just like, it's underground and it could be looked over or like you even say side eye, like, oh, you play that type of music. It's like, yes, we do it, and it's meaningful, and it still stands today. It's the reason why it's over 400 years old.
It's powerful.
Right, it's powerful, and we still connect with it, and to this day, and. I mean, when you see the classes, the Segunda Quimbamba classes, I mean, the age range between all the students, starting from, the little tykes all the way to the older people, everybody walks out of there educated on it, happy, powerful, and empowered also. And they always come back. And they bring their kids, So, that in that sense, that's what Bomba is. It's community. And as long as you got those students here and coming in here and learning and wanting to learn and bringing their family to learning, it just keeps growing and growing. And it will last longer than we will live.
That's right. And the amazing thing is, I mean, the members of Quimbamba who are also here, they can also tell you about how they got involved. But it's a very, very attractive and very strong bond that it creates among people who practice it and perform it and play it.
Another family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can definitely feel that because I feel like it's tied myself to my history. Like My family doesn't know like all the way back of our history, but
Mhm.
my uncle showed me this, and it led me here. You know what I mean?
Good.
Led me to have this conversation with you guys because I was like, oh my god, I have another opportunity to learn
Mhm.
more about our history, which could lead to me educating the next generation. Like, I'm too young to think about kids, but like my kids, you know what I mean? Like the future of it all, you know what I mean? To keep it on for those generations that it survived.
Definitely. But anybody else want to add?
Saya.
So
Brandon, go ahead.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I was born and raised in Jersey City. I started at the age of 7 music. From there, grew up playing at different bars and different clubs. And then it was one day I
Dude,
was
you were playing bars at the age of 7?
like 10 or
He was
11.
8. He was 8.
He was 8. Oh, I'm sorry.
It was one day I was standing on Grove Street and Nanette came to me, handed me a flyer to join.
Yeah, I saw you
Segunda
standing in that
Quimbamba.
corner with your guitar, rocking and leaning against the wall, and I was coming back and I saw you and I was like, let me just ask him, and I gave him a flyer, and here he is.
Ya son 2 years.
Good.
2 years of Segunda Quimbamba. It's a family.
And tell us what instrument you play.
Play a national instrument from Puerto Rico, el cuatro puertorriqueño. It's a 10-string instrument. So it's
Cool.
It's your baby.
yeah, it's my baby.
Hamlet, dile.
So I started my journey taking the classes about 7, 8 years ago, and yep, yes. So I just fell in love with the environment and the safe space created by these amazing people here, and you know I'm here for the long run, so I'm taking baby steps.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
I love it.
Right.
Alright, and we gotta wrap it up soon, but just to ask the rest of the group.
Yeah, if they can chime in.
Yeah. Just to ask Saya and Michi, what is the most memorable or like cherished moment or achievement you've had with the group?
I could go
Could be
first.
any memory,
Yeah.
just something that you know what I mean, like has
So,
really held place.
I started taking classes with Segunda Quimbamba in 2016, and I fell in love with the music. It became a way of life for me. It is to this day. My most memorable experience with Segunda Quimbamba was how I started singing at a very young age. I sang for years, and then I stopped. And it wasn't until I got back into Bomba that I was inspired to start singing again. And my first singing gig was in Puerto Rico,
Nice.
in Salinas, with Segunda Quimbamba. And I felt like my whole life started all over again. So,
Very
yeah.
nice.
A new level.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say one specific event, but I can say our rehearsals, because in the center, in our safe space, in that just love infested building, just magic happens. And just when, you know, some people are closing their eyes while they're playing, and you can just feel how everyone is so into what they're doing in the moment, and how everybody is so connected, because you can't be in this band without having soul ties to everybody, because that's what happens when you're in a Bomba community.
Cool.
Alright. Yeah, it was nice having you guys.
Thank you.
For having us.
Thank you for having us and for starting your journey in Bomba.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. I
Excellent.
would definitely love to keep this conversation going, but sadly it does have 2 minutes.
I'm so ready for.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.